2nd. We're live. Yes, we are live. Hey, everyone. How are you guys doing today? This is a wonderful holiday Tuesday. Am I right? Today is Tuesday, right, everyone? Yes, today is Tuesday.
Yeah.
It is Tuesday. It's a wonderful Tuesday. Kathy, how are you doing, Kathy?
I'm good. How are you? Happy Merry, everybody.
Yes, I'm doing very well. Almost done with my Christmas shopping. Got a couple of items to buy the wife, so I don't hope, packages coming in. I'm like, honey, don't touch that. That's just something for the kids, but it's for her. So almost finished with that. Today we have 2 wonderful guests. We're happy to go over some wonderful interview questions with them to see how they're just crushing it in real estate. We have Keshawn Rasband. How you doing, my brother?
Great. So grateful to be here. How is everybody doing?
Doing really, really good, man. Really good. Now, Peymon, oh my God, I love your last name. I'm gonna get it right, brother. I'm gonna get your last name right. Paimon Hashimoto.
Yeah, Hashimoto.
Hashimoto. That's simple. Yeah. How you doing today, brothers? Yeah. It's so good to see you, man. So, to those in the chat, I'm going to be putting things in the chat on the side, like, for example, a wonderful website, which I always update you guys on every week. This website is so that you can find the nearest meetups for you guys, for yourselves, to get all the knowledge that we have in this industry. And in this wonderful community, I should say. And also, too, I'm going to post to whereispace.com so that you will know where Mr. Pace Murphy is at all times. So, without further ado, let's jump right in.
Yay. Hi, guys. How are you?
Great.
Good. You guys ready for the holidays?
Yeah, a lot of Amazon packages in the works.
Yeah. That was almost a big pause right there from like a deep breath, like it's next week. Oh no.
Yeah, I got to do some more stocking stuffers. Then I got a new kiddo, so it's kind of crazy. Things are just nuts. So
I love it. Well, I just want to thank you guys for being here. And first, I always appreciate Derek and Taya and all the Pace Morby media team in the back, because that is not my jam. So I am always grateful to have them supporting and us behind the scenes. So thank you to the team. And my name is Kathy Craig. I am in Gator Elite. My day job is I'm the executive director of a nonprofit in Southern California. I'm definitely a serial entrepreneur at heart. And I am one of the leaders in the Ventura County JV meetup group. So a little bit about me, but that's really not important. It's really about you guys today. So Peymon, start us off. Tell me who you are, and I'll just kind of ping pong back and forth between you guys and give a little intro. Would be great.
My name is Paimon Hashimoto. I'm right now super concentrated on subject to wraps. I can kind of go into why I'm there, but short answer is I love the passive income side of it. I came from the long-term tenant LTR acronym for short, traditional real estate side. And once I figured out it wasn't really subject to that amazed me, it was wraps. And I was like, whoa, that's exactly what I want.
That's awesome.
So yeah, I'm hyper focused on subject to wraps. And I live here in Idaho, but I'm buying nationwide.
Yay. Oh, I think we can learn a lot from you on that. That's fantastic. Keyshawn?
Man, I'm by 2 greats right here. That's what I feel like, because I'm just this newbie Subto greenie person. You could probably see it. I mean, I grow peach fuzz, so I don't really, I'm not that old there. So, but yeah, I'm Keshawn Rasband. I'm originally from Utah, but I'm living in Colorado. My W-2, actually, I'm in a fix and flip business. I'm actually in one of the houses we're having an inspection on, because it's under contract. And yeah, we flip like 100 houses a year. So it's crazy. So I'm just in here kind of in the fire, learning all that stuff in construction management. But probably with Subto, I'm kind of more focused kind of on Gator and private money lending. So I've been connecting, private money lenders, 10, 20, 30K to Alex and Devon and their amazing team, if you've heard of them or worked with them. So that's what I've been doing.
That is awesome. And do either of you have regular day jobs, or is this your full-time focus right now?
It's both. Fix and flip is full-time, and then this is just whenever free time. So
I love it. Peymon, what about you?
Yeah, I haven't had a job in about 3 years now. So I came off the traditional side already not working, and then creative finance kind of added fuel to that fire.
I love it. I love it. So how did you guys, Keyshawn, start with you. How did you find this absolutely crazy, amazing, beautiful community? How'd that work? How'd you find us?
I actually started with another guru, Chris Crone, if you guys heard of him. And he had a podcast about pace. And I was like, who's this pace guy? I'm like, oh, this is kind of this gangster music coming in on this video. I'm like, I don't know. I'm not, normally people love and there are certain songs I like with rap and stuff. Not as much, but anyways, I started to dive into his stuff and I'm thinking, oh man, this is amazing. This is, he really just dived in and took action. And I think that's what I really loved. Instead of just talking about how to do this and this, he actually showed you and he actually went out and did it. And it was different videos of doing that. And so for a long time, just trying to figure out how to get in. But I pretty much just took a bold action just to go for it. And that's when I started networking and connecting with people. And it just changes. It's crazy.
It's amazing when you get that roadmap and it's drawn by somebody who is proven and successful and puts in the work and the effort and that's what is just so amazing about Pace. He is the real deal for sure. And Peymon, how did you find this?
I was a long-term rental investor, built up my email list. Someone told me on a deal that was like 14% cash on cash return, if I remember. They told me no. And I was like, what are you talking? This is one of the crazy deals that I thought I would have to figure out who told me yes first to my money and figure out who I'm going to say no to. So someone told me no. It was weird. I said, why? And it was the best no of my life. My mentor, Freddie Ortega, he's part of Subto, ex Bellator fighter, cage fighter guy. And he told me no. And I'm like, why no? And he's like, well, am I right? It takes about 10 years to get all our money back. And I'm like, yeah, but appreciation, all this other stuff, depreciation. He's like, I got deals to get all my money back inside of 3 months with profit. Oh, and I get passive income and I don't have to manage it. Oh, and I have an equity lock on the back end if they bought. I'm like, what are you talking about? And this can't be right. And so he was part of Subto. And that was my kind of name line in real fast.
That is awesome. That is the best no you ever got right there.
Yeah.
The best no. So tell us about, one of you have a lot of experience. What's your favorite deal? What did you learn from it? What was kind of the takeaway? What would you do differently?
Sorry, is that to me?
Yeah, sure. Go for it.
I didn't know. Sure, yeah. Man, I would say when you're looking at deals to buy, don't play the game of how can I make this deal work, and how do I make this work? I start from how can I resist buying any deal this month? I don't want to buy any deals. The opportunity is crazy. There's so many wholesalers and there's not too many real buyers with real money instead of, hey, I like it, but then I need to go ask someone for my money. That's not, I'm like, okay, but then, so the person that's going to say yes or no to the deal is the private money lender, is the gator, I call it their master. I'm like, go check with your master first. So, as a joke. So anyways, I just play the no game. And so when I say yes, it's like, oh, this deal is just too good. There's no way I can say no to this. This is slam dunk. So
that is amazing. And how many have you done so far?
I think we're closing Thursday, somewhere in the 15 to 20 mark. There's a couple under contract right now, but somewhere in the 15 to 20 mark.
That is fair. And are you acquiring? You're doing? Is everything a wrap? Are they all?
Actually, today, me and my partner were like, "Hey, we got a lot of wraps. What's our long-term vision here? Interest rates drop. It's going to be real hard to buy sub-twos here soon, and we are capping our appreciation. Right? Mm-hmm. When you sell on a wrap, you're capping it, saying it doesn't matter if everything skyrockets. the max I can make is X, whatever that is. When we start buying, if they're in good areas, or we hear something is coming, Amazon, casino, new development, whatever, let's park these off as rentals. I'm like, rentals, but okay, we're doing it for a different reason. This is not for cash flow. This is parking it for a huge appreciation play. And if we get news that, oh, Amazon passed, oh, they're not building a casino, we'll just wrap them and stop renting them. So just starting to veer away from that. But
I love that, because not enough people really dig into what's the future of the area that they're going into. And that is so important to do. You kind of have to be a little bit of a visionary in that regard and really deep dive as to what's happening there, because that could change the trajectory of the whole process and deal and the future of it. So I love that. That's great. And Keyshawn, what about you? What's your deal? What are you doing? All that fun stuff.
Yeah, so I have a couple lined up. I've done 2 already, just connector deals, and that's kind of what I've been focusing on. So it was super simple. Literally pace, okay? His connector video. Just do it. Just do it. Just take action. 5 people a day. Just text message them. So easy, right? Like you could do that. Like we were joking about how men are sitting on the toilet. Sorry for not filtering that, but like how men just like text or call in the bathroom. You're like, come on. But like you could literally text then. Don't tell the private money lenders that you're doing that. But like that's what I did. I messaged 5 people. I got some lists and I just kept messaging. And you set up a phone call, you connect, and literally in 2 weeks connected with someone who had funds. I introduced them to Alex. We talked about, contracts, how you're going to secure your funds, those type of conversations. Mm-hmm. Then you're able to see each other face to face, who you're doing business with. And yeah, it was just that consistency and like.
Oh, I think you froze. Check
He's at
your
the right moment. He's at the
at the right moment, right here. Yeah.
He's
frozen.
He froze. Yes.
There you go. You're back.
There we go.
Thanks.
I'm back. Oh, okay.
Yep, you're back. Thank you.
All right. Sorry, but
it's okay. You stopped right here, so just go with it. Finish that off. It was amazing.
Well, yeah. So just be consistent. Like choose one path and keep going. Like hey, Paymon's doing Subto wraps. And mastering that. It's like, oh my goodness, now I'm listening. I want to hear.
Yeah. Oh, you're freezing again. And I'm not the technology.
Go that route, but then one system or one team to stick with.
For sure. Did you watch the avatars? Did you do the avatar to figure out that when you first came into the community, like you were going to be a connector for sure? Did you?
Absolutely. Hands down. I was like, I could talk all day to people, so.
I love that. I love that you found like this is your superpower. You are 100% going to be a connector. That's great. I love that. Now, Peymon, in the deals that you have done, were there people in the community that were involved, or how were they involved? Like your TC, how'd the community fit into some of these deals, or do they fit into some of the deals? And what does the future look like with it?
Wow. Yeah. Let's take on that one. Community's pretty big. I was doing about 5 deals of Subto before I joined the actual community. My partner Freddie was always bugging me every time we bought a Subto. He's like, "You joining yet?"
No pressure, no shame.
Just chipped away until I said yes.
Exactly. He beat you down.
Yeah, exactly. And he can too. Definitely could. But yeah. A lot of deals are a lot of hands involved in there. I would call it knowledge arbitrage. So sometimes you tap into other communities. So we got our creative Subto community, but if I tap into traditional wholesaling, they've never heard about terms. All they do is just trade on purchase price only. Mm-hmm. So like my biggest deal in Georgia, not even in Idaho, most of my deals came from a traditional wholesaler. He's just like, hey, you told me to say yes to any price and just negotiate terms. So there's this house. He wants 600 for it. The house is 500. He has equity of 350, but he doesn't need anything down and no monthly payments. And he just needs it when you resell. And I'm like, yeah, that would qualify as creative. Let's do it. And he's like,
that is awesome. What a
he's like, it's $100K over what Zillow says. And I'm like, yeah, I don't care. What's your Venmo? I'm gonna send you $5K right now. He's like, whoa. I'm like, yeah, let's get this done ASAP. I turned around and wrapped it on a $700,000 purchase price. Again, your wrap buyers don't care about purchase price; they care about down payment and monthly. And you just gave that to me, right, in spades. So, and then there's a lot of. I also operate on a thing called I don't want to own 100% of any deal. Never. A lot of people go, well, what's that? What do you mean? It's nice when multiple people are aligned in the same way. So in this deal, I brought a good friend of mine, Bobby Ballard. He's also in Subto. He wasn't part of the deal, but we've done so many deals and stuff together as well that I was like, hey, please come own 30% of this deal. He's like, sure, I'll take it all day. But I'm like, yeah, but you're my credit sponsor. You have all the credit, all the stuff to refi this and do all the future plans that I don't. And plus, hey, if I'm busy, I'm on vacation, something with insurance, blah, blah, blah. Now there's two people incentivized on the deal.
Yeah.
Right? If I text him, I'm busy. Can you handle this? Can you call that Allstate agent, figure out why the additional name insured something? He's jumping them. Except instead of it being all on me. So
I love that because it is really comforting to have, like a wing person, wing woman, wing man, it really, really is. And now you've given him the opportunity to kind of be like, hey, I like this. Let's do more together. And then the wholesaler now is your best friend because you just said, hey, bro, thanks. Here's $5,000. You're out.
Yeah. So two parts to that. Bobby is actually started out Gator. He lent to me a couple times on deals. And then he was like, so what are you doing? And I told him, he's like, oh yeah, I want that. And I'm like, okay. So I just converted my lender to a partner. Great. I've done this a couple of times. And now I don't need funds to lend anymore. I'm fine. But that's one part of evolution and growth. And then the other part is, you're right. Now these traditional wholesalers are like, okay, so he liked that. And I don't have to wait till close. Yeah, let me just feed them more deals like that. Right. Because I'm trying to beat them down on price. And too many times we're lazy with our pitch, right? Pace always says lead with a cash offer and then go into creative. And what do? Hey, I can give you a creative offer. It's going to be $250. I know you don't like that, but let me tell you about creative. And we just kind of skip past that. But a traditional wholesaler will spend 45 minutes, an hour, just on that cash price, which I don't know about anybody else, but I'm very lazy. I don't spend that much time on a cash offer.
Yeah,
so it's
I love
almost
that.
perfect partnership, right?
It is perfect because now the wholesaler too has the confidence that he's got a guy that he can just go to and he can skip all of the other steps or, the on the phone all day. Hey, you want this, you want this, you want this deal. But now he knows he can just call you and it's just a seamless deal.
Yeah. So when you talk about partnerships or the community, I would say not even just our community, but leveraging other communities, right? There's a traditional wholesale group in different areas and different zip codes. They don't need to understand everything about creative. They just need to know where is the handoff of that baton.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, just get me this, this, and this, and I'm coming with cash to buy.
Yeah,
like, cool. That's all I need to know. And then we start developing partnerships in different communities even so.
Yeah. The arms start to get different lengths and longer. And, you become kind of an octopus where you just, you reach out to a lot of different people. And what about a TC? Did you TC yourself? Did you use somebody from top tier or how did that work?
I not have the greatest experiences with TCs. I still struggle. Long story short, I ended up developing skills to TC my own deals. Because I'm so picky about how things are done and make sure they're done right. And there's different terms in the wrap around mortgages, terminology. And then partners just see me interact with title companies and educate title companies. And they start going, hey, can you TC my other deal? I know we're not partners on it, but can you? And I'm like, yeah, I'm not cheating. I'm like $2,000 and I need $1,000 up front. It's like, yeah, I'm like, okay.
Yeah. No, and there's, you're nothing wrong with it. We all should be picky in this world. I mean, that is, not the fly by night, shake hands, hi, I'm in, where do I, you really should be picky. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. You're trying to protect everybody involved.
And going back to what you were saying, I didn't do the whole avatar stuff, but it still rhymes with just knowing yourself first and then picking a strategy that complements you. And so now that I know what I want, do I wholesale? I do, because they're distractions. I'll have deals that I lock up or come to me. I'm like, I'm not a flipper, but this is a quick 37K for me. That will help me fuel my Subto wrap.
Yeah.
Not get distracted by shiny object syndrome. Oh, I could do a TC company. Oh, I could do that. I could do no. Hold on. This is just quick cash and then back on the road.
Yep. You want to stay in your lane. And, I mean, I'm too old not to admit my inadequacies. I know where I am, my superpowers, and I know where I am terrible. But you just find people that can come in and work beside you to, help you in the areas that you're deficient. Because I have a lot, let me tell you. But that in itself is a skill to identify who you need help with. And I like to surround myself with people that are smarter than me all day. So I love that. That's great. That's fantastic. All right, Keyshawn, what you got?
Well, yeah, since I've only done my first couple, I mean, it was the first one I'd met with was Heather, and she was a sweet single mom. He just joined Gator as well. And so we were like, oh, let's see if we can do our first deal together, like obviously do our due diligence and stuff. But she happened to be from Colorado as well. So we basically got to know each other off a pretty good start. And I think this was one first thing that I thought, building relationships, is just so key and important. And so, yeah, from there, I let Alex know that she was interested, and they scheduled a Zoom meeting so that they could see each other. And he sent like a JV agreement. They have a couple of TCs that they work with. And so we were able to communicate, with them or whatever that we needed to do to move that deal forward. So it was, they've got a whole system, which I'm like, I don't know why Alex is so kind and good. Because, so Pace is like, we don't need to pay you. Like the newbie needs to learn how to do this the right way. But Alex literally told me straight up, he says, no, if you bring someone and we make something happen, there's no way, like, I don't feel like a good person to not give you something in return. Mm-hmm. And that was one indicator for me, at least for Alex, like this guy is a good guy. And these people are incredible. You're in this community, you're surrounded by not people who are only investing in real estate, but investing in a bigger idea, right? Mm-hmm. About benefiting each other. And I think that is way bigger,
Yeah. No. So was your first deal you were just a lender? Is that how that was? That your first?
Yeah. So just basically a connector. Yeah.
Okay. And did it go smoothly? Did it pay out? Did everything kind of fall in the time frame in which you had projected?
Yeah, it actually went faster. So normally they do like transactional lending for entry fees, because they do Subto wraps as well. And I think sometimes they do lease options. So, but basically they give you like 20 to 30%. It's a 2 to 3 month return. Mm-hmm. And Heather put up like 10,000 and she got paid in like 40 days. So instead of 2 or 3 months, it was way faster. And it helped me to be more confident in their system, that Alex communicated with me through the whole thing. He was communicating with Heather, and it was just really a great process to see how it works. So yeah, it was really smooth. It was so smooth that I was kind of shocked, honestly.
Well, and I love that, because if you want to be a connector, if that is, your avatar, communication is so important. And, now that you've seen that and experienced how valuable it is, you in turn will extend that same courtesy and respect to the, as you go forward, because it is key. Even if there's no update, you email that says, hey, I don't have any update, but I'm just telling you I don't have anything, just so it keeps things very, fluid and open and transparent. And that is, I love that. And you definitely have, now you've got that little insight as to how to do it right and why it's so important. So
Thank you. Absolutely. And that's honestly good advice. If you don't have something, just say, hey, I'm just still checking in. I know I'm following up. So I love that. That's like, I'm always learning so much every day of like, oh, I could totally do this, so I appreciate that.
No problem. I spent, 20 odd years in commercial construction, and, we had schedules, and there's sometimes, we're moving along, nothing's changed, but we're still, it gives people a comfort, and then it diffuses any potential, where they get annoyed or pissed or whatever it is. You're being proactive with them instead of reactive. And that is significant. So I love that. I love that for you. You're going to be amazing at it, which is yay. As a new dad, you're going to be amazing. You're like,
I'm excited. I hope so. I mean, this little one needs a lot of food. So
you're going to be great. So Peymon, like for you, like what's next? What is the next, we're on the heels of 2025, which is a little terrifying. Let's be honest, but what does it look like for you in your journey?
Part of me going outside of Idaho was just because there's not enough deals in Idaho.
Sure.
So nationwide, that's fun. I get to compete in everybody else's pond, so to speak. But more than that, I am starting to coach Subto rap. And so if some people want to specifically do subject to raps only, I do coaching on that 2 ways. One, through an app called Connect. So if you have one question and you're like, I need an answer to this question. How does insurance work? Or how do you set up payment? Is it all through long-term service escrow? And what happens if the taxes and insurance increase? Does long-term servicing know that? Whatever. A one-off, you can pay just an answer for just a question.
Right.
So very, very low entry, easy. And then there's obviously, you can book 20 hours of my time dedicated to you that you can book, 30 minutes an hour meeting. So coaching is one. And I'm trying to look into, I don't know if this will happen or not, but like a lending fund based on Subto wraps that have already been wrapped around. So if you want to put a 3rd or 4th position lien and you have equity and you want to pull out money out of your Subto wrap, we're looking into doing that and pairing up really good Subto wrap operators as a backup. So if the borrower defaults, we'll have professionals come in and stabilize that asset because they understand subject to wraps. Whereas lenders are like, I don't know what happened. This guy defaulted. What do I do with this subject to? How do I start making money again? And so we'll see if that works. I'm not sure, but yeah, more coaching, more deals.
What about like long-term acquisitions for you that, just your own simple, maybe multifamily or, just any of that pique your interest at all?
I might change my mind. Right now, I've looked at multifamily and other stuff, and it sounds cool. Wow, 60 units, 100 units. Understand that's a whole different beast than what I'm doing. I'm specifically single family, subject to wraps. It's pretty hard to wrap a multifamily, so I think something is linear, meaning like, okay, I'm here and the next thing is this and the next thing is that. No. It's a spectrum. It's different. Don't think that you need to, bigger is not always better, right? And so
for sure.
I've looked into it and I'm like, oh, cap rates. Okay, this is like a whole new different forced depreciation. These guys are playing in a different sandbox altogether. It's like nothing like we're doing. So for me, just volume. I'm just trying to crank the volume higher.
And I love your answer. And it's a little bit of a trick question, to be honest with you, because I think so many people don't find their lane and stay in it. And the fact that you found your lane and you're staying it is fantastic. And I hope that anybody watching will realize that you can be very successful in one lane. You don't need to be a little bit of, to everybody, but I love that answer because it is, we all get it. We all get the shiny object syndrome, but when you find it, like you go. And I just want people to recognize that one path is significant and still fantastic. And it could be very lucrative and find all the things. You just don't need to like tap into a million different things. Figure out what you want to do, become an expert at it. And that's amazing. I love that. I love that. Yeah. Cause what you do is very special and very unique. And, I'm not in Subto, so I love hearing how some of this works to learn for my own edification. And, what you offer is a lot of value to people to keep them out of getting into trouble as well, which is great.
Yeah,
I love that. I love it. Okay, Keyshawn, what's next other than being a new dad and trying to navigate all that? What's next? What's on the docket?
Yeah, and stop being cranky in the middle of the night. No, I'm just kidding. There is sometimes I have to leave the room though. I'm like, oh man, I'm tested. But yeah, I'm just trying to meet as many new people as I can. I want to connect with you. I want to help you where you're at. And obviously I'm focusing on what I'm doing, but I kind of had a goal to meet, 500 new people this next year, to try to have like 2 calls a day and see if we can, work or do something together. So I've been trying to schedule that, and because I have an hour commute to work usually, and then we're driving all over Colorado. So if gas is expensive in California, my gas is up too, because I'm just like filling up the tank every 2 days. So it's
I don't even want to talk about what's happening in California on January 1st. Like it's a disaster. So you're making good use of your time in the car, for sure, and not focusing on the fact that your gas bill is just going to go up and up. But 500 people. So that is ambitious. It's impressive. Are you going to squat up this year? Because you could pretty much, accomplish that in just a few short days. If
I so wish, and I could probably high five everybody, but my wife actually, so she did a mission trip in Switzerland. And so we actually planned that trip. It's right on those same dates. Aww. So I'm like, oh man. But family first. So it was a good test. It's like, is my business control me? Like what Pace says, my business control me, or do I control me? Right. And,
yes.
And I think that was, so I won't be there, but in the future, okay. I would love to be. So
that's okay. So, but connecting that is do you want to acquire anything for yourself or any of that for your own personal portfolio?
Oh, absolutely. I honestly, since I'm still kind of learning the ins and outs of real estate and how it works, like I've literally been watching the Pace method, and he's been talking about Subto wraps, and I'm like, oh man, and Paymon's here, and he's saying that he's coaching, and it's like all matching together. It's like, how does this work? So
you're like, I was thinking like, okay, let's do this. I love that.
So yeah, but I think like what you both said, I think staying in your lane for a while is I think what I need to focus on, so that I have enough ground and make space to go on to, something else that I would like to do. Because I would definitely love to acquire. Absolutely would.
Yeah, it's kind of, you want to perfect your craft, because once you get that dialed in, then that will help you to get to the next level and evolve. It also gives you confidence that, hey, like I can master this. Like, all right, now I'm ready to take on the next thing because this one is solid. So,
right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
Peymon,
something I want to say is that helped me out, especially if you're connecting and making transactional money like a wholesaler. Pace also has this thing. I don't know why it's not more highlighted, but he has a business discipline of the profit that comes in. A third goes to lifestyle, a third goes to savings, and a third kind of goes to, I call it momentum or marketing or bring on the next deal. And ever since I say, I don't care what happens. I don't almost if I'm homeless or not really, but to that intenseness, I'm going to abide by that discipline. Things take off even faster. So I would just say okay, you're connecting, you're making connector fees. What does that look like to get your first deal? Well, you probably need to bring funds or maybe a gator, but if you can try, I know new kids on the way, but I would say, if you can try to abide by that discipline, it's been very helpful for me. So maybe helpful
Yeah,
for
no,
you or anyone who's listening.
I love that. And that is something that we should just live by in general, you know, whether it's you tithe with some, you save for some, whatever that looks like. But it is a very significant, to get that discipline is very significant. And it just keeps you focused on track, kind of reminds you a little bit, you know, like when you were kids, you put your allowance, you put a little bit in this jar and a little bit in that jar. But it really does help to kind of just keep you on track for sure, which is so good. So if somebody watching now wants to join the community, whether it's Subto or Gator, top tier TC, just be part of, you know, the amazing world of PACE. Peymon, what would you tell them to kind of just push them over the edge so that, you know, they really decide to jump on board? If someone's on the fence, what would you tell them?
Yeah, there's a lot of shiny brochures on each community, right? And I've met people that joined Gator and then ended up going into Subto and be like, wow, Subto was my home, or join Subto and wow, TC was my home. I would say look long and hard within yourself first. You know, in this creative community, PACE has coined the term avatar or whatever, but that first step is going to save you a lot of time, money, maybe some heartache, for sure, me a lot of heartache. Then, if I know what I know now, just connect with a connector, right? They are the highway neural network, whatever analogy you want to talk about. Be like, hey, do you know someone that I'm looking at this? I think I'm a Subto rap guy. I'm not sure, but can you get me on a call with 3 Subto rap guys? I just want to talk about like how their life is, what's the pros and cons of that lifestyle, and just like you're interviewing, like I want to be an electrician. Let me go shadow an electrician for a day. They know everyone, and if you have to grease the wheels with like $100 for the intro or whatever, it's way cheaper than taking that big leap of faith to join a community, whatever it is now, 10,000 to join Subto. Once you have some validation and you talk to 3 guys like me in Subto rap, you're like, yeah, I like that. Now you're more likely to, let me join Subto community, boom. Let me go straight in to make a post about Subto rap, boom. Let me start partnering with these guys. Now you got, now you're not just entering the party and you're like, okay, so who do I socialize with? Maybe I go get a drink and hang out by the wall and never dance all night, whatever it is, right? So I would just say a lot of self-searching and then connecting with what you think your answer is. Do a lot of before you start spending some time, money, and heart.
Yeah, there's no doubt. You have to really know yourself and manage your own expectations and what it is, who you are, what your skills are, your strengths, your weaknesses. You know, do the Clifton strengths, do all the saboteur, do all of the things to really figure out and talk to people and just get the true inside scoop. Because some people do, they join all 3 communities, which is amazing. But there's a lot of diversion with all 3 simultaneously versus just know yourself, know your risk tolerance, know your work ethic. You know, if you're juggling multiple things and you may not have enough time to do, you know, you really have to, because it's a commitment and it's worth it, because it will ultimately produce for you, not only financially, personally, professionally. I mean, this community for me is cheaper than therapy. I mean, I'm just going to tell you, it is amazing. So you're 100% right. You've really got to know yourself. So,
and I would just say, like, let's take Gator, for example. Hey, let's on double EMD closing and double your money, yada, yada. That's still true. I'm not saying that's not. If you talk to those operators, you don't invest in deals. You invest in the people who handle those deals. And you're always searching for good operators to lend to. And those good operators sometimes outgrow you and don't need funds. So you're always looking for that baby to medium operator before they get big time and they just shed their skin of needing lenders. So, that's not really what I thought when I was looking at the videos of, just double your money on Gator and so easy. And, anyone who needs EMD funds, done. But when I talk to the actual operators behind the curtains, they're going to tell me, well, this is what our really struggle is. This is what we're really looking at. So that's just a little example of like,
right.
if you're watching those gator videos and the free whatever, maybe this is your little like, oh yeah, okay, that's totally different. Never heard that side of it. Maybe there is just another encouragement.
No, absolutely. And Keyshawn, what would you tell people that are on the fence?
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with everything that's been said. I think, and honestly, I think what Pace, I think, said in one of his videos, it was one of the, I want to say sister, but it was one of the ladies was like, Pace, you take action on something, make 5 mistakes and, try it 20 times and then make a new way to how to do it better and triple times your money, like taking action. Like if you join Subto, I mean, you'll have so much information, so many people that you're connecting with. Like the only one that's not going to be putting that to use is really on you at that point. And that for me was a motivator for me, because I was like, oh my goodness, I'm taking this big leap. And then it was just taking action, meeting people, connecting with people. Hey, can I hop on a phone call? Can I ask what you're doing? Teach me something. How can I help you? And, you can even do that without going to the group. But if you do, I mean, it's so valuable. Like it's incalculable how much your return on an investment is if you put it into action. So I just say, don't think too much, take action and trust in the process, because you're going to fail. You're going to spend so much money. You're going to be like, what am I doing? And then you're going to have so many success stories and experiences, and it's going to be a part of your life. So it'll be great.
I love it. I mean, when, initially, I'm thinking, am I drinking, water out of a fire hose to try to, understand all this? And it's amazing, not to mention all the amazing people that Pace knows that he brings to us to, just expose us to different things, mindset, or Cody Sanchez. And those things are absolutely priceless. I mean, that is just the other things that our opportunities are just amazing as well. But it's true. Sometimes just a leap of faith and you just go. And it's the best thing that, a lot of people have done. And now, we have family all over the country, essentially. You can go to a meetup anywhere in the country and meet people like-minded. And that right there has tremendous value as well. Just tremendous value.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, who knew, right? Like, where are we? And now it's home. It is home. And I love it. So for next year, do you guys are there deals closing? Like, is there a little break, or you're just like, you're going, you still have stuff in the pipe? A lot of people right now seem to just kind of quiet down a little bit for the holidays, but then there's a lot more. They're like, holidays, what's that? Let's go. Let's keep going. This train has left the station. So are you finding that too, that next, like the momentum isn't changing or hasn't shifted as you go into the next year, as far as opportunities and deals and things being presented?
Yeah, I think it's a mix of both for sure. I think remembering what, why we're here and supporting our family and, the dreams that we're going for, I think is a good reminder. So I definitely think it's important to take time and for that may look like different for different people. And Christmas is already next week. So, but I'm excited because I'm so grateful that I come home and I see, my wife and my little baby, and I'm like, oh, this is why I work, this is why I work hard. Yes, I want to help and add value, but, this is why, like, growing up, not having much and, and different stories that I could share in another time. But like those experiences where I was like, no, I'm going to be a provider, for my family and those people in need, because, I needed that and people did that for me when I was younger. And so always wanting, to give and just remembering the why so that you have the motivation to bear it through loss and through success. So
yeah, your why is everything, and the balance. And it's true. I love that, because you have a little why right now, a few weeks old, right? The little why.
She's 2.5. She'll be 3 months on Christmas. So
she's little thing. Oh yeah. Yeah. And you're building your future for them. So I love that, you're a financial freedom for all of you, which is great. And then Peymon, what about you? You're rolling through the holidays. You've got stuff like this train is, the bullet train is moving.
Yeah. And you can just kind of tell the difference between us, right? Like, just knowing yourself, right? Your answer is more geared towards like self, mind, bear through it, your why. My answer is very analytical, market based. Like, oh, we're in winter, the worst time to sell your house ever. So not only are we in a high risk, high interest rate environment, they also told us it ain't coming down anytime soon and it's going to stay high. Whether that's true or not, at least that's the word on the street. And it's in winter. So a lot of people are suffering. Anyone who's listing their house right now is not in a like, oh yeah, this is the prime time. Market's hot. It's a seller's market. Let me get all. No, that's not the case. So if you're selling, there is a bunny, as Facebook puts it, or a pain there.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, yeah, it's heating up. Yeah, more. And partially, I think that's just for constant action. Another one is just that discipline I mentioned about splitting your money 3 ways. And then market factors, just winter, high interest environment. So yeah,
I love it. Yeah, we are not a seasonal group here. We are all 4 seasons, and and that is what is also really cool. Some people, like you said, would be like, oh no, it's winter. It's, 10 below or 20. And you're like, whew, let's go. This is it. So I love that. I think that is amazing. So how can people find you? Because I'm sure there's people out there that want to track you down and have a conversation, especially Keyshawn, help you reach your goal of talking to 500 people. What's the best way to find you guys? Keyshawn, what do you think? What's the best place?
Sorry, I would say Instagram, but obviously Facebook's on my name there. So you reach out to me on Facebook. I'll give you my phone number. Text me anytime. I'm happy to call or text. But yeah, Facebook, Keshawn Rasband. If you can spell it, well, if you can't remember, just go back to this video. It's right there. It's okay. You don't have to remember how to pronounce it either. I'm not going to judge you. There's not going to be like an extra 100K, penalty because you messed up Keyshawn's name. But
we're not putting in the JV agreement that, mispronunciation costs you this.
Exactly. That would be cool though. That would be a real moneymaker, actually.
I'm telling you, you never know, crazier things have happened. So
right.
That's perfect.
Yeah, but reach out to me at Facebook, and then I'll let you know my phone number too, and happy to connect with you.
And you're in what state again? I'm sorry. Remind me.
Colorado.
You're in Colorado. And where in Colorado are you? Like near what big city?
Well, I live in Elizabeth, but I'm all over Denver. So
okay.
That's where my fix and flip company, we're all over. So
terrific. Okay. I'm not as familiar with Colorado, so I'm just, trying to get a geographic placement in my brain. So, okay, cool. There's a lot of great people in Colorado. You've got, Angie and Dom. I'm not sure, 2 people could be more amazing. They're rock stars. So you've got some really great people in Colorado. I love that.
Yeah, it's true. We had the No One Left Behind challenge, got to meet some people a little bit. And anyways, they have the meetups and so many good people, just so many. You just can't describe it in one little 5 seconds. They're just,
Nope. So make sure to check your Facebook inbox because there's probably going to be a lot of people reaching out and trying to track you down. So I love that. And Peymon, what's the best place to reach you?
I created a website basically because I needed to filter this incoming situation. So www.PaimonHashimoto.com, my literal full name, no spaces. And from there, there's different ways. You want to sell your house, you're a wholesaler. I have my buy box there. You want to schedule a meeting with me, there's a link to book an appointment, go straight to my calendar. And if you want to talk about mentorship or even look at past answers of questions I answered, there's a link there. So if you just go to that website, it should pretty much everything you would want to contact me about. There's a link for it. And if not, just book an appointment. Let's chat. If it's something weird or off the wall, something else, always open to that.
The more off the wall, the better. That's what this community is all about. Let's get creative. Let's figure it out. Let's, come up with a solution or whatever it is. And that's the beauty of it. But I think what you're doing, Peymon, is great. it's not really in my wheelhouse, but I'm starting to learn a little bit, and it's the value is amazing. I think it's a big opportunity there. So I love it. I love it. And Keyshawn, you're going to be a rock star. Your energy, man, everything about you, you're really both of you guys are amazing. And the value that you bring to the community is truly priceless. So thank you guys so much.
And I concur everything she just said about you both. Absolutely. You guys are amazing, gentlemen. You guys had a good time?
It was great.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. I'm always taking notes. Yeah, I love your energy, Keyshawn. And Peymon, you're full of energy and information, my brother. Like I'm like, wow, this guy's so like, okay, pace and more paces. I'm like, okay, I know you guys said you found pace, but I'm gonna tell you, in your own right, on your own platforms, man, social media wise, people would love to hear what you guys have to say. Okay, so I encourage you guys to push your information like it's your own. What did someone say to me a long time ago? Derek, there is nothing new under the sun, right? So there's no new information. It's how you take that information and make it yours, and then you pay it forward. So I wish you both like blessings, man. We love you guys for being so amazing in this community. And yeah, man, have a good holiday. Open your gifts. And hey, man, Keyshawn, congrats on the new babe, bro. That's awesome, man.
Hey, thank you. It's exciting. It's honestly a dream come true. It's kind of weird to be there. So
yeah, I've been there, man. It's awesome, dude. Oh my God, it's amazing, man. Yeah.
Thanks for having us so much. Really appreciate just you guys and this value and payment, everything that you've said as well. I appreciate it. So
beautiful.
I'm guessing we'll talk after this.
I'm pretty sure you'll probably see me on your website. Hey, Keyshawn wants to know.
Exactly. And also, last but not least, before I let you guys go, to those in the chat, if you want to be a guest and you're in the community and you're kicking butt and you're taking names and you're just learning and you're doing it, please send an email to taya@pacemorby.com. Okay, send an email to Taya, Taya @pacemorby.com, as you see there on the screen. And she would love to set you up for times where you can sit down and relax. And we ask you wonderful questions, and so that you too can be harassed by the community and make more deals. Awesome. Yes. Awesome, guys. So it's been a good one. You guys have a great time, man. Happy holidays to you guys, and be blessed.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Merry Christmas.
Guys. Take care.